Ever since the start of the season, there has been a cloud lingering over Tokyo 23 FC, knowing that two of our best players did not have contracts beyond this year. I'm pleased to report after a great start to the year, Ida has signed a contract that sees him contracted through to 2028. 3 more seasons of him, and as for Kim, he has also signed another 3-year deal. Both these players agreeing to £500 a week wages, exactly what they were already on. In case you can't tell, I'm quite happy about that. And I think one of the reasons why they've decided to renew their contract is because not only have we brought in some new players, but we've started this season really, really well. The squad is in a super strong position. We sit top, but today, 2 big games. Tokyo United, our local rivals who have started the season slowly, and then after that, the small matter in a month's time of Nankatsu. And Nankatsu, who are predicted to finish first, are currently in third, and we, of course, also have an away day to the Katsushika Akudo Sports Center Athletics Stadium. Yeah, it's a name that really rolls off the tongue. Things are looking good right now at Tokyo 23, but with 2 of the favourites to win the league up today, it's going to be tough. Let's run the intro and get straight into things. How are you lovely lot doing? Welcome back to Tokyo Rising. If you've been enjoying the series so far, go down below, leave a like. I'd love to know down in the comments if you've been watching the Euros, what's been your favourite game so far? Let's get some engagement going down below. Full transparency, I'm recording this on the Friday afternoon to go up on Monday, so I'll just say Germany-Scotland was my favourite game. It's not even happened yet. Now, of course, last episode we introduced Watanabe, a player who I had some concerns about when it came to his wages, his finances. I want to sit here and be like, he's comfortably justifying his existence. You know what? He's got 3 assists in 5 games. The bloke is doing fine. He's just okay. We've been fortunate in many ways because we've not really been all that dependent on him. It's been a really good team display throughout the entire team. And in fact, over on the other side of the midfield, Nakajima has looked really, really good. Of course, the 21-year-old brought into play left mid. Only 1 goal in his 5 league appearances so far, but a 7.24 rating. The man has been very involved in our game plans. And you know there, I said game plans plural. That is right, we are no longer just a one-trick pony with the counter-attacking system. I have now got a more pressing, more attacking system. And whilst I've not chosen to start with this in any games yet, I have been depending on it when we need to turn games around. There's been a few games you're going to see in the recap where we needed goals late on, we were able to get them, largely down to this. I like the fact that we have a squad where we can kind of comfortably shift between 2 fairly, well, I was going to say different shapes. The shapes themselves are kind of similar, but the styles of play certainly are different. And they're both finding their place right now. They're both working for us. Now, last episode, we were over our wage budget. I have been trying to loan out some squad players to try and get us under the budget. So far, not succeeding in that regard. The board aren't too happy about it. But I suppose my saving grace has to be that when it comes to everything else going on at the club right now, they're pretty bloody positive. Just as a reminder, our aim this year is to record a top half finish. I am looking far beyond that. And in terms of other competitions, Tokyo Cup, we did okay in that. We also have the Shakaijin Cup to play in. We start in the Kanto region, but this year, unlike previous years when we started in later rounds, we actually join in the semi-final stage, which is kind of nice. Both ourselves and our B team start in that stage. Bit weird the B team get to skip a few rounds, but based on the success last year, we actually enter that competition at a later stage. And just as a reminder, if we were to make it through our Shakaijin Cup semi-final game and then win the final game, we'd go into the competition proper, which if we finish in the top 3 of, would also offer us a route into the regional playoff finals at the end of the year. Saying all of that, we are unbeaten in the 4 games since last episode, and in fact we've started this season really, really well. So hopefully it's not going to come to doing well in the Shakaijin Cup. In terms of these games, not big wins, you know, scoreline-wise, but games where we've managed to do what we needed to do. This game here against Aries Tokyo finished 2-1. Pretty happy with this one on the overall balance. We definitely were the better team. I mentioned the fact that we've had to come back with late-ish goals in a few of these games. Exact same thing happened here against Toho Titanium. In this game, we took the lead through Saito, his first ever goal for the club. In on loan, you might remember, from our new affiliate. He's kind of our 3rd choice, right-back choice, but due to injuries, played in this game, scored his first senior goal, but like in the previous game, it was Otter scoring, this time not from the penalty spot, but crucially getting that all-important decisive goal. 3 goals in 4 for him. The goals he's getting are getting us points. We then took on Tonan, a team to predicted to be down the bottom. We scored in the 3rd minute. It was actually Akai with the goal. Rotated the team a little bit for this one. Great to see Akai continuing a really good goal scoring start to the year. And well, in our very next game, the goals continued to flow, but the wins did not. We drew this game 2-2 against Vons. They scored in the 92nd minute to equalise. This goal came completely against the run of play. It was their 3rd shot of the game. They scored their 2nd goal from it. We looked a bit naive, to be honest, overcommitting going forward in the 92nd minute. Of course, Vons, I turned down the opportunity to go and manage. They've had a very good start to the year, and in fact, they were unbeaten going into this game. We're currently only ahead of them by virtue of the fact they've played a game less than us. That said, today we've got 2 games against challenging opposition in Tokyo United and Nankatsu. As I already alluded to, there is a month between these 2 games. There is also 1 league game between those 2 games, but it's against Itachi Bully Systems, who, as I slated off last episode, have a potato-looking stadium, are newly promoted, and whilst they're starting the season well, I do expect us to beat them. Anyway, we're going to get into the first of the 2 games today. Tokyo United, of course, our local rivals, a team that we have butted head against a lot in the early stages of this save game. They started the season well with 2 wins in 2. They've lost their last 3 on the bounce. A few games in here that maybe are a little bit of a surprise. Losing against Hitachi Bully Systems, I think, is the big shot. Nankatsu and Vons are good teams, of course. We've already played Vons this year in the league, who managed to avoid defeat, so I feel like we go into this game as favourites. Now, in terms of team news for today's game, Kim has signed a new contract. Sadly, he is coming back from a little bit of an injury. As a result of that, he is not going to be able to start the game for us today. He will, however, be on the bench. The player who I'd love to bring in to play centre-back in my sire, who is still learning to play centre-back, slowly but surely, is suspended for today's game. So actually, the man coming in at centre-back is last year's starting centre-back in Kajiyama. I trust him a lot. In terms of the rest of the team, Kobayashi has been battling it out with Aoki for the left-back position to start the year. You can see Aoki, 2 appearances, a 6.75 rating in the league. Not all that inspiring. Kobayashi, by comparison, not been amazing, but did get 2 assists in his most recent game. As a result of that, he's going to start today at left back. And in terms of the rest of the team, we are at full strength in the midfield and the attack. Of course, Ida, great to have for another 3 years as our advanced playmaker. Alongside Nakajima and Watanabe, I feel like our midfield is quickly becoming perhaps our strongest position on the pitch. And when you look at the form in the last 5 games for starters, you can see Nakajima's up there. Sawa as well, really chipping in with some good performances to start the year as a defensive midfielder. Typically a role that doesn't get good ratings in Football Manager. He's done the business for us. Otsuka, who started the season really hot, has been a little bit slow lately. When you look at his form in his last few games, you can see here, more bad performances than good ones. I need the 20-year-old to step up in this one against our rivals. Now, typically over the last few seasons, we have got the better over Tokyo United. I'm hoping that's not going to change here, as an unconvincing punch away from an early corner sees us retain possession. And was that Mitsuhashi, the right back there? I think he's just shot on his weaker foot. It would have been a goal of the season contender had it gone in. It whistled just wide of the post. But Tokyo United starting the game on the back foot, and we look to be bringing it forward again. Nakajima looking for Ida. He wins a header. The keeper called into action again. Fierce local rivals, Tokyo United, heading into this game, kind of as of the end of last episode, I was thinking we'd be up for a challenge. They've not been good in recent form. They've not been good today either. We've scored inside 2 minutes. We've not had a really convincing win yet this year in the league. I'd love to get that here. We've started the game superbly. Otter, who's often been coming to our rescue, scoring an uncharacteristically early goal in this one, gives us a lead. That was a cheeky little chip. Tokyo United, by the way, they're playing a 5 at the back system. I feel like in Football Manager, these systems can be tough to break down, and yet the early phases of this game seem to suggest we've got the quality to do just that. Sour, as our centre mid on defend, looking to stitch the pieces together. On that occasion, he's not put the stitch in a good place there. We've given them the ball. They're on the attack, and, well, that dream of a nice, comfortable result, it probably needs to die a death. It's 1-1 here, and having taken the lead, that's very self-inflicted. Nakajima caught ball watching. Sawa gave the ball short. They brought the ball forward. Yamawaki crossed it in, and Wimoto for them tucks it away. Their lead lasted 5 minutes. Sawa, having given away the ball, by the way, for their goal there, has now picked up a booking. Why did I big up his performances before the game? It's like he overheard me and it's all gone to his head. Shinohara for them with a little free kick. Gonna give it short. So far in this game, they've had a lot of the ball, although that is somewhat to be expected. I do question how easy it's going to be to counterattack against them with their 3 at the back system. They aren't really going to be caught overcommitting players forward. I feel like maybe an area where we can have success here is in the wider areas where they only have the singular wing backs. Or maybe it's just lumping the ball to Otter, to run really quick and pass it to his partner in crime. Look, I'm going to admit it, we don't play the prettiest football here at Tokyo 23, but one thing we can do on occasion is get the ball forward quickly, get it to our pacey strikers, get in behind, and catch teams out. We've done it again there. Hoping, unlike last time, where we took the lead, we're going to be able to hold on to it for a little bit longer here, although Tokyo United are bringing the ball forward. Sugawara, lovely little tackle by the centre-back. Of course, a new addition into the team. He's done a decent job so far, unlike... Well, I don't want to throw him under the bus, but Matsuzawa there probably should save that. Nakano scored. It's 2-2. It's happened again. We take the lead and then instantly they get back into this game. And on this occasion, this is just soft, isn't it? This is just a soft goal to concede. With respect. Look, Matsuzawa, don't want to throw you under the bus, son. 6.84 rating for him. He's let himself down there. By the way, they have only had 2 shots on target. It's been that kind of game. Half-time in this game is quickly approaching. Maybe one last chance for a set piece here. Watanabe whipping in. Sugawara is there. I was bigging him up, the young centre-back. That is his first ever goal in Tokyo 23 colours. Watanabe, I feel like he's got assists this year, but a lot of them have come from corners. I want to complain. I want to be like, I wish he'd get some from open play. But to be fair, if we can just turn lethality from set pieces into a weapon in our arsenal, it's going to leave us in a really good spot. I'm terrified. We've taken the lead 3 times in this game, and on 2 occasions, they've instantly equalised. There's another highlight here, although we're on the attack, and to be honest, we probably should have doubled our lead there for the first time in the game. Otter skews his shot wide. It's going to be 3-2 at the break. Still pretty happy with the overall balance of that game. Looking at the XG story, we have a better XG. We've had the ball, we've created stuff with it. I'm going to tell the players I'm happy. I feel like I'm almost jinxing it at a point by doing that, but I feel like I have to just praise the players here. It has, for the most part, been a really good performance. Sawa was at fault for the goal we conceded. We don't really have a good defensive midfielder option to bring on in the game today. I could bring in Kajiyama and drop him a little bit deeper. I feel like that's probably overcomplicating things a little bit. Ordinarily, if Sawa's underperforming, I just bring in Masaya to play at centre mid. He's suspended today, so yeah, we've got to just gamble with Sawa on a booking. Don't think I'm going to make any changes at halftime. Pretty happy with the overall performance. The players are playing well. Just as a little reminder, we are the underdogs in this game despite recent form, and we're also away from home. So far, so good. Although, Nakano, who already has 1 goal from range, is lining up for a free kick here. The build-up has been very, very long. I'm sat thinking it's a waste of time if he doesn't score it. I'm going to be annoyed if he does score it. Kobayashi clears it halfway. Nakano, still with the ball. Don't like this. This is not comfortable. We've got so many players back. Unfortunately, the highlight's going to fizzle out. That very nearly was them equalising for a 3rd time in this game. I'm hoping that is a trend we're going to buck here. We're not going to let them get back into the game for a 3rd time. As we have the ball again, Otter crossing it. Otsuka's there, keeper, plucks it off his forehead. 4 minutes into this half, we are starting the second half how the first half started, aren't we? Highlight after highlight, chance after chance. The ball's lumped forward. Kajiyama wins it well. Otter with a questionable pass back. Sawa half breaks it down, but they still have the ball here, Tokyo United. Nakano into the box, and Nakano, he's only gone and scored again. It's another goal that feels a little self-inflicted. Sawa, I think, was a bit unfortunate to lose the ball there, but we just surrendered possession too easily in the build-up. And again, it's another tidy finish where I want to look at Matsuzawa and blame him, but to be honest, we've not really given him much help. Feel like their keepers had a lot of the ball in this game. A lot of the highlights feel like it starts with their goalkeeper having possession. We're clearly getting the ball up the pitch, but we need to start turning it into actual goals. Maybe a chance here. Otter under it, and sadly he can't get there. And now, well, we've been here before. It's Tokyo United on the attack, looking to hit us maybe on the break. We moto shoots, and I don't want to throw him under the bus, but I'm absolutely going to do it. Matsuzawa has made a clanger. It was offside. I'll tell you what, he's been let off there by the offside. Was it offside? Okay, it was offside. That doesn't make me any less annoyed with the goalkeeping I've seen there. I'm this close to bringing Ataki back into the first team. I can't believe I'm doing this. Ataki, just go and play in goal, mate, please. Looking at the rest of the team, Kajiyama has not been good at centre-back today. Kim did not pass a fitness test to play the full game. I was told he could play 60 minutes. I didn't really want to risk him in this game just because his initial condition wasn't great. But given how bad Kajiyama's been, I'm going to bring him in here. Elsewhere, I'm really not enjoying what I'm seeing from Sawa, but I just don't really have a solution to that problem. Jun has not had a great game at left mid, so you know what? We're going to bring in Matsumoto. 3 subs here. I feel like there's maybe a few gaps in our team being on display in this game here. The lack of defensive mid coverage, perhaps one of them. But you know what? Right now, we are giving Tokyo United a bloody good game. A lot of our games this year have been just 3-goal games. You know, 2-1s, 1-0s have been fairly common. I'm glad that we've come back for a live commentary and we've got a goal bonanza. I just wish a few more of the goals were in our favour. And given how this game's gone, whilst I would love to see us take the lead again, I can't help but feel like if we do take the lead again, they're just going to equalise immediately. Ataki now between the sticks. Hopefully he's going to come to our rescue, much like he did at the end of last year. The goalkeeper looks to launch it long. It's cleared away, but only as far as Matsumoto. Inside to Otter. Our strikers have been great today. If we can get the ball to them, I back them to score. Ida is given a penalty, and I'll tell you what, given is the right word. Gifted a penalty, perhaps even. It's now going to be Otter over it to try and make it 4-3 in this game. It's a soft penalty. Can he finish it? He sends the keeper the wrong way in front of the away fans behind the goal. We take the lead again. I want to be happy and I want to be excited. There's still 30 minutes left of this game. They're probably just going to score again. Right, Mitsuhashi, Ida. Let's change our fortunes here. Watanabe squares it inside to Otsuka. Lovely ball in, it has to be said. All the way back now to Sugawara. Now Sawa. We look like a competent football team. This is quite pretty. Matsumoto shot crunches the crossbar and they get it away from danger again. The highlight though, it is going to keep on going. Kobayashi now bringing it up the near side. He's going to whip in. Watanabe is there. He heads it. The keeper's forced into a save. We've got Tokyo United on the ropes. We need to take a 2-goal lead, I feel like, for me to be able to celebrate anything in this game. There's still 25 minutes left here. The corner is whipped in. It's not the best ball into the box. Watanabe, have another go, son. Gives it to Mitsuhashi, who for a moment I thought was going to try and win us a penalty. They've cleared it. They've dealt with it. And the nerves continue to jangle. We've had 35% of the ball in this game. We've dominated the XG, although I feel like the penalties have helped with that. Let's get another goal or two, please. Watanabe, Ida bringing it forward. He's already won one penalty. And for a moment, I thought he was going to contribute to a goal directly. His shot narrowly wide. Tell you what, banging game for the neutral this one, isn't it? Look at this match momentum. It has been a ding-dong affair. I feel like we're definitely deserved of a lead in this game. There's 2 minutes to hold on, and I feel like this is the kind of game where there was a risk of a late highlight against us. It's not materialised. We're going to hold on, and that was a win that was perhaps not as simple as it could have or should have been. Ataki, by the way, our goalkeeper, got a 7.0 rating there. I feel like at this point I now have to give him a run back in the first team. I know on paper he's not as good as Matsuzawa, but the bloke just turns up and performs. That result there was a really, really good one for us to get. I'm not sure who was playing elsewhere. Nankatsu were playing elsewhere. They drew. Vons, frustratingly for us, won. Does mean if they win their game in hand, they will go ahead of us on goal difference. Of course, we drew in a head-to-head game against them. I believe we have Vons in a few months' time, and I feel like that's a game we have to come back for. In terms of second game today, Nankatsu is the order of the day. They're in third, slipping up yet again. They will feel like the game against us is a must-win one. If we lose it, I mean, Vons suddenly have a chance, don't they? So we need to be at our best too. Also, can you remember last year when one of the university teams was getting promoted every week? Yeah, it's our turn this year. Promotion joy for Tokyo 23. We've not been promoted. It's fake news. Otter putting in another great performance, by the way. 2 goals and an assist for him. Give him some praise. When it comes to Ichi Otter, has been attracting some interest, and some interest from J2 and J1 teams. I really, really don't want to sell this guy. He is contracted for the next 18 months. I'd love to give him a new contract. Does he want to sign a new contract? No, he doesn't. Anyway, I'm going to go and play Hitachi Bully Systems off camera. We're coming back from the game against Nankatsu. It's in about 4 weeks' time, if I'm not mistaken. There is an away day to do as well. I hope you're excited. Do not go anywhere. I would like to issue a formal apology to Hitachi Building Systems Soccer Club. Yeah, name rolls off the tongue. I slated their ground. Turns out they're really good at football. Yeah, I know they're like 9th. They beat us 3-1. First defeat of the season. Matsuzawa was awful. Again, Ataki, he's starting today against Nankatsu. So yeah, we lost our first game of the season against a team who have only just been promoted to this division, a team that were predicted to be towards the bottom of the table, although, to be honest, with Tokyo, Kokusai University and Joyful Honda really struggling, they're probably going to stay up this year. Frustratingly for us, that result there allowed Vons to draw, well, level with us, and then with their game in hand, which they've played in the month since the last game that we just played on camera, Vons won again. So Vons, top of the table. They're taking on Aries Tokyo today, who are doing pretty well themselves. I'm going to hope they do us a favour, but the reality is if things don't go our way today, we could end this episode down in 4th place. And if that happens, the Shakaijin Cup suddenly becomes the most important thing ever. Yeah, that could be a thing. I'm going to hope it's not going to be a thing. I'm going to hope the Vons do eventually start to slip up. They weren't predicted to be good this year, perhaps not as good as they have been. One team who's perhaps been underperforming is Nankatsu. We're playing them today. You can see here, Tokyo 23 is set for the Kanto Derby clash. Yes, this is a big rival for us. They are big favourites. In fact, they are evens odds to win. And it's going to be a tough game today. But you know what? Before we distract ourselves with the important matter of a football match, let's go do an away day. We are heading to the Katsushika Akudo Sports Centre Athletic Stadium. It's both a sports centre and an athletic stadium. Please go figure. Let's go see what it's all about. Ladies and gentlemen, here we are. Here is the sports centre. I feel like I've not really emphasised this enough. Tokyo is absolutely bloody massive. Obviously, we play our games around here. This is where we play our stadium. Yeah, this is our stadium here. They play. I'm never going to find this stadium again, am I? It's around here somewhere. Here it is. Yeah, they are actually kind of local to us. Here is the sports centre in all its glory. I want to be really annoyed about the fact there's a running track and it appears limited parking, but look at it. It's next to a beautiful little river. We'll use the term beautiful loosely. It's shipping freight just next door. Look, they're next to a river. That deserves points. In terms of parking for the sports centre, I mean, there is some parking. I am thoroughly underwhelmed by it, though. Now, beyond the industrial surroundings, I'm going to be honest, it's not the most inspiring. There's a baseball field over here. There is no Ferris wheel. There's no Ferris wheel. There's no canoe slalom. So it isn't going to be a 7 out of 10 today. But I'm wondering it. I'm sure you're wondering it. What street view options have we got? Oh, my word. We can go all over the park next door to the stadium. There's some dots on the pitch as well. You know what? First things first. Let's have a look at the view of the sports centre from the outside. I don't want to say it too loudly. It is actually quite a strong car park. I mean, look, it's got like proper parking signs and stuff. It's actually quite good. There's even a map. They've got a little sheltered bit for bicycles as well. It's strong. I believe if we go around this road, we can maybe get a view of the stadium. The stadium is there. Look at this building just across the road. Look how cool this is. I realise I'm probably looking at like the most generic, normal-looking place in the whole of Japan. It just looks cool as an untrained English person who's, you know, not explored the world. Ah, look, you can see these characters, the kanji characters. They're in the stadium picture in-game, so I know we're in the right place today. If I'm not mistaken, there are lots of football teams that share, like, the same facilities in, well, Tokyo and across Japan. So, although I'm looking at this team here thinking, what can we see? It's probably not Nankatsu. I'm exploring the park next to the stadium. Look, you get a lovely view of the river and the bridge that we looked at before, and then over here, you can just watch a game of football. It's actually annoyingly nice looking, isn't it? I know it's not a real grass pitch, so take points away from them for that. It is quite beautiful, though. There were dots on the pitch. Give me the full-on experience. Here we are at the stadium. I'll be honest, you know, in terms of the actual stadium, albeit through this Vaseline-covered camera lens, there is only one stand. But it is, you know what, as far as away days go, it's very unique. I really want to know what the text here says. Also, there's just a smiling face. There's a smiling face and a one-eyed smiling face. I mean, in terms of the actual stand, I'll be honest, you know, it's got a little bit of seating, to be fair. It's not the strongest stand I've ever seen. All in all, though, I have to admit it, it's very nice. It's just a cool, unique stadium. Location-wise, the aesthetic of it, the blue running track. And it has, you know, pretty good parking. I mean, ultimately, the thing letting it down today is just the lack of stuff going on in and around it, which, you know what, it's harsh to judge it based on that, but that is an aspect of the away day it is falling short on. And because I'm unbiased, and definitely not because I gave myself a 7 out of 10 for our ground, and I can't give our rivals a higher score, I'm sorry, Nankatsu, 6.5 out of 10. Now, in terms of past meetings against Nankatsu, we've beaten them once in our last 4 games, and it was actually the first time we played against them. Every other occasion, they've beaten us 2-1, so if I was a betting man, I'd probably bet on them to win 2-1, although, when we did beat them last time, it was the only time when we've played them away. So, you know, maybe we can lure them into a false sense of security as they attack us. Now, in terms of team news for today's game, Kobayashi is struggling with an injury. Fitness test not required, but with low condition, not fit enough to start. So Aoki is going to come back in at left back. Ataki, I am going to be playing in goal today. I've made that cool. I've given Matsuzawa, you know, some time to start at the club. I've given him a chance. He's kept 1 clean sheet in 7. And I'll be honest, he's just not been very good. Elsewhere in the team, Sauer has been injured. Our captain has been such a vital part of our team. It's only a tight fight. I am going to risk him in today's game. Crucially, though, we have got Messiah fit today. So unlike the last game where my hands were a bit tied, if we do need to take off Sauer, Messiah here can come in. And of course, for Messiah, this is his former club we're going up against. We poached him away from Nankatsu, the centre-back, to be. He still thinks he's a centre mid. One day he'll come around to it. This, though, is going to be a tricky game. Tokyo United, we made a bit of a meal of. Our last game against Hitachi, off camera, absolutely dreadful. A win here, you know, it would calm me down a little bit. Another poor performance, and I really start to question, is it actually possible for us to finish ahead of Vons? Because they are looking so good to start the year. I'm hoping that given the fact we're away from home here, maybe the counter-attacking system will just work out for us as well. There is going to be an early chance here. Sauer, Ida, inside. Otsuka shoots just over. It's a chance. It wasn't a great chance, but if he'd scored it, potential goal of the season contender. Oh no, they've got a corner. Now, when we played against these guys in the Tokyo Cup, you might remember we conceded from a short corner. So I am getting deja vu here. Although on this occasion, it's going to be worked all the way across to Yamaguchi, inside to Kono. Ball whip back post. Sugawara is there. Watanabe needs to do some defending. Sauer wins it nicely. Is there now a chance on the break? Otter bringing it forward. Options left, options right. Could go on his lonesome. Tries to go on his lonesome, and it doesn't work out. We have, though, got players committed to the attack here. Watanabe, lovely ball to Ida. Options inside. He can't pick one of them out. And on a rare occasion where we commit men forward, for a moment I feared the counter-attack. We've won it back well, though. Now Watanabe's whipping it in. That is a shocking header. What is their centre-back doing? It's into the middle, is Otter. It is a gift from the gods. It's the 11th goal of the season for Otter. Look, you know what? I'll admit it. Before this series, I always thought beavers were a cooler aquatic animal than an otter. But I'm becoming an Otter fan very quickly. This man, he is single-handedly propelling us up the table, I feel like. Without him, we would be in trouble this year. We've had 19% of the ball inside the first 12 minutes. It's now at 16%. We're not having a lot of it. When we do have it, though, we have chances. Nakajima's whipping it in. Kim heads over. And, yeah, you know what? We might not be having a lot of the ball. We're having the highlights. But now, I've really jinxed it. They've got a chance here. Akasaki over the free kick. Should shoot from range. Does shoot from range. And I said the post and gone wide. I am fine. Hwan Chan-jun on the near side, looking to lay it back to Mori. Kono now inside. The experienced former Japanese national team player gives away the ball to Otter. This could be a chance on the breakaway. He's dispossessed by Yamaguchi, who does very well to get back. They clear it away as well, Nankatsu. And right as you think we might be able to hit them on the counter-attack and catch them out, they're back in possession and bringing it forward, potentially looking dangerous. Donjay on the far side is going to look to play it in. There's players all over the middle. Kudo inside. Akasaki, Kono. Hwan Jun, that is deflected in off Suzuki. That was not how that was meant to go in. It's 1-1 and I'm fuming. There is no chance in hell what happened here is what they intended to happen. Kudo squares it. Akasaki, Kono. And then this is a shot. You cannot convince me that is not a shot. It's gone in, so I guess it doesn't really matter. It's 1-1. Half-time rapidly approaching in this game. 1 minute of added time at the end of it. Ataki, goal kick. Just get it away from danger. From one goalie to the other. For a second, I thought Otsuka was going to get there somehow, some way. Sadly, it's not quite how it materialised. And now Nankatsu, who have been dominating the ball, it has to be said, in this first half, have ended the half strongly. Maybe looking to get their noses ahead, although they've gifted us the ball. Otter looking for Otsuka. Another pass that just goes wayward. And now it's Akasaki for them, laying it forward to Suzuki, the man who got their goal through dubious means. It's a speculative effort. It's gone just wide. I do not like the way that half has ended. Nankatsu looking much the stronger team. Okay, into the second half we go. I'm not going to make any changes yet. I feel like part of our game plan is just trying to absorb this pressure. I know they've had a lot of highlights, having a lot of the ball, but when you look at the XG and the actual total number of shots, our game plan is working. It's just a lack of finishing, I think, that is costing us in this game so far. Hopefully, it can change up in the second half. Already considering maybe taking off Otsuka in this game. Although we'll give him, 10 minutes at the start of this half to see what he can do. Watanabe back to Mitsuhashi, our right back. Ida caught in possession. And now, I'll tell you what, Kim has stepped up there. He's not won the ball and it puts us on the back foot. Dongjay here, the left winger, bringing it forward again. Whips it back post. Kubo is there. The header goes just wide. And I thought I was going to wait longer for this. I'm going to do it now. Akai is going to come in. I need his aerial ability. Aoki at left back is struggling. Kobayashi lacking fitness. Going to call upon him today. I need his a little bit more defensive quality, I think, in this game. We've made those changes and immediately there's just another highlight anyway. So you know what? I could be making all these changes. I could be You know, bringing in stronger players doesn't necessarily put us in a stronger position. Nankatsu with the ball. Akai. Look how tall Akai is in the match engine. He is an absolute bloody giant, that man. My target forward. Hopefully, he can win some big flick-ons for us in this game, should we need them. Suzuki, dispossessed. That is a lovely little tackle. Sauer, can he keep it in play? He can. Very hard working by him. Sugawara back to Sauer. Ball played now to Akai, our target forward. Look at him go. He can play a ridiculous ball. Otter scores. That is one of the greatest passes I've seen in the match engine this year, and it's by our 2-meter giant. Remember the name, Sherrod Akai. He has come into the team, and he's been on the pitch, what, a minute? And he's unleashed that pass. Otter, it has to be said, what a touch that is on the run. Lovely little finish. We are back ahead. Right, Nose is back ahead, but unlike last game, I'm going to hope we can hold on to it a bit better than we did against Tokyo United. Otter, of course, on for the hat-trick now. No one in support. Going on his lonesome. Yuichi Otter. I'm just going to bow to him. What a bloke. Against our local rivals in the Kanto Derby, he gets a hat-trick. Otter picks up here. No one in support. No help coming, and he doesn't need help. He's a one-man army. He's unleashed the noob tube into the bottom corner. It's 3-1. An hour played here, still lots of football yet to be seen. You know, a lot could still change. So as much as it's great to be 3-1 up against Nankatsu, and believe me, I'm very happy with how this game's playing out. Our game plan really is working. I know that we've still got to absorb a bit of pressure, or maybe we just need Otter to get a fourth. Why not get another, mate? He's got that one saved. I thought for a moment he really was going to get 4. Watanabe with it. Option to go short here. He's going to do it. He gives it to Jun. Kobayashi crosses it. Akai is there. It's so big. He's so big. Wow. Please don't take that snippet of audio with no context. That is a ridiculous goal. Kobayashi on the volley crosses it. Akai, he's just bigger than everyone else. He's nodded it in. He has made an impact on off the bench. I hate to admit this, and I hope I'm not going to be jinxing it by saying it. I'm starting to relax. I'm starting to enjoy myself. You know when you're on a night out, but you don't really want to be on a night out, and you get a couple of drinks in, and then you're in the mood. I'm in the mood right now. I am in the mood to see Otter maybe grab another. Watanabe, back post, Akai's there. He's bloody massive. He's won a header. He's hit the crossbar. We are partying right now. This has been a very long game, hasn't it? There's been lots of highlights in this game. Today's been a longer episode. If you've been enjoying it so far, and let me tell you now, I'm bloody loving it, and you're continuing to enjoy it, go down below right now between eyes. Go leave a like. We've not hit 2,000 likes since the last time I mentioned we haven't hit 2,000 likes. So if I mention it now, you know, maybe it'll happen. I feel like if there's a game that deserves it, it is this one here. It's been an absolute banger against our local rivals, and I feel like there's more to come here. Otter trying to get it through. Couldn't quite make it to Akai. If they get 1 goal back, do I have to worry? There's 10 minutes left. We're 3 goals to the good. Akasaki shoots. Akasaki scores. It's probably the best goal of the game as well. It's 4-2. I don't want to admit this. I'm still nervous. You know, this should be the kind of game where you look at it and go, game done. Job done. It's good. I'm not feeling that right now. Look, Football Manager, there's 5 minutes left. I know you've got a sick sense of humour. Let's just let me get out this game and enjoy a win against our rivals, please. I am still nervous here. Nakajima crosses it. Ida's there. Can't win his header. Akai can. He's hit the woodwork again. He could have had a hat-trick, couldn't he, on off the bench, Akai? The amount of headers he wins is silly. Like, I feel like people think I'm going on about his height for the sake of it. No, genuinely, it is his only weapon. I know Otter has got a 10.0 rating here and will get man of the match. Akai was a sub at half-time when it was 1-1. He has come on and he's ended the game on a really good rating. He ended it on a 9.2 with 2 assists and a goal. He is the man who won us this game, and I bloody love him, in case you can't realise. I'm going on about him quite a lot. What happened in the Vons game, by the way? I've not seen the Vons result. It may have just been on screen, but I was too busy talking about Akai. What happened elsewhere? Vons lost to Aries Tokyo. We are tied with Vons. They are ahead of us with much better goal difference. Aries Tokyo now 2 points behind us as well. And Hitachi, by the way, they're up to 5th all of a sudden. They're bloody good, turns out. Otter's about to get a goal bonus of £950, and the fans are worshipping him. Quite rightly, too. A little bit concerned about that bonus, because the bank balance is a little bit in the red. Really, we don't have £1,000 to give out as a bonus, but he probably does deserve it. I feel like we have Otter to thank, don't we, for the last couple of games. He has been absolutely sensational this year. I guess the big worry now is, can we keep hold of him when the summer transfer window opens? Now, in terms of upcoming games, we have Vons to play in the league in August. That feels like a long way away, but it's actually only 5 league games away. And along top of that, we have also got a game in the Shakaijin Cup. I may well come back for that one. I might see when the Kanto final is scheduled for. Of course, we have to make it through the Kanto tournament to then make it to the Shakai Jin Cup proper. This game is scheduled for the 4th of August, is it? The finals? The 4th of August? Maybe we come back for that. Truthfully, this is one of those episodes where we're just going to have to play it by ear, but we will definitely be coming back for the game against Vons. Even if they start to collapse, they've proven themselves to be a mean opposition this year. We couldn't beat them at the first time of asking. We may well need to beat them in that game in 2 months' time. Thank you so much for watching today's video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. 2 pretty entertaining live comms, if I might say so myself. Hopefully you enjoyed the longer video. We are back tomorrow with more as always. Until then, take things easy. It's me, Jack, and I'll talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.